Bob lives 600 feet from the school. He lives 600 feet. So Abby lives, how far does Abby live away from the school? And what's that? 900 feet, right? Because the end of it is 900. So Bob lives 600 feet from the school. He starts at the same time as Abby and walks at the same pace that she does. So she starts at the same time, walks at the same pace, but he lives 600 feet from the school, not 900. You think about that one?
Is it how long it takes him? Is that?
He's walking at the same pace.
Okay.
So he's walking at the same pace. He starts at the same time. Now graph his situation. So he starts at the same time, but he lives 600 feet from the school. They're walking at the same pace.
So it'd be the same, but it just stopped at 600 instead of going all the way, because it would take him 3 minutes to get to school.
Okay, but you said that this point up here was the school.
Wait. Okay. So he lives 600.
600 feet, yeah, and he walks at the same pace, same speed. So what was Abby's speed?
200 per minute.
200 feet per minute. That's right. So he's walking 200 feet per minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he only lives 600 feet from the school. So what would his graph look like? So after 1 minute, how far has he gone? In other words,
800 feet. Wait, that'd be starting from 600.
I don't know. Is it supposed to start from 600?
Because he lives 600 feet away from the school.
Okay.
300.
Abby lives 900 feet away from the school.
Sure.
What's that? Sorry.
So he's so 500. 500 for a minute and a half, or 500 feet per minute.
Well,
no.
He's traveling at the
In
same
1 minute.
pace.
1 minute he'd get to 500.
1 minute he'd get to 500.
No.
So if Abby lives 900 feet from the school, Bob lives 600 feet from the school. So Abby lives 900 and Bob lives 600. Who lives closer to the school?
He does.
Okay.
Can I?
So how far from Abby does Bob live?
300 feet from her.
Okay. So if her distance was 0, where would he start?
300.
Okay. So he'd be starting at 300. So he's traveling at the same pace, and he's starting at 300.
Sorry.
Yeah, that sounds right. Do you think it's right?
So he starts.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Okay.
All right. And he's traveling at the same pace.
So 200 per minute. So in 1 minute he makes it to 500.
Okay. Kind of funny that you said 500 originally, right? Go ahead. Okay. And where would his next point be?
700.
Right. So then we'll just draw a line and show you the line button. And we can attack that. Great. Awesome. So now can you write an equation for that line?
Would it be the same?
What would be the same?
The equation would be y equals 200 x.
Okay.
Because he's going the same distance, it's just that he lives
So how do you account for that 300? That difference of 300? It's hard to think about, isn't it?
Okay.
So if your equation was the same.
Well, technically, he's starting at 0.
So say that again. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, well, technically, he's starting at 0 because it's just
But what does 0 represent? It also.
for right.
Okay, so this is 0. You just pointed to the y-axis.
If it's yeah,
So what is that 0 distance referring to?
it's not for the distance, it's for time. Because if it was for distance, then it would have been 8.
So why did you say that this was Abby's home?
Because she didn't leave yet.
Right.
Well, that's where she lives, and she didn't walk anywhere else.
So she hasn't traveled any distance yet. Right. So this graph references her house, right? But he lives 300 feet closer to the school. So how would you account for that 300? So if they had the same equation, wouldn't it just be this?
No, because she doesn't live there.
Right. So let's look at 1, 500. If I put 1 in here, does it equal 500? Right. It equals 200. So how do I make this 500 if I plug in a 1 for x? Could I add something to this?
Yes.
What would I add to it? So what would the equation be for this line?
Y equals 200x plus 300.
Yeah. Very good.
You have a stapler?
Yeah.
Ah, she's
Awesome.